Yeah, greetings, dear tutor. My name is Angie Noreli Quinchukwe Romero, and my number group is 357. The title of the problematic is Enhancing Pronunciation and Fluency in Beginner English Learners through Interactionism Theory. Then, here we have the problematization of the educational situation. I had observed and analyzed a virtual class, and there the main problem was the students with pronunciation and fluency difficulties, especially with past tense verbs. It means the three different sounds of the ed ending of the regular verbs. Who presents it? Most students ought some improve it with teacher modeling, and when it occurs, want more spaces to practice the pronunciation of the verbs. The impact of the problem, there are four. The first one is it makes clear and softer communication difficult. Also, the lies mastery of verbal tenses. It means that when we don't know how to use the verb in different tenses, for example, if we are talking in a present tense, in a past simple and present continuous, but we don't have how to use the verb, and even we don't know how to use the grammatical structure, we cannot transmit and communicate in a assertive and clear way. So people, as we have here in the third impact, limits reading and listening comprehension. The people cannot understand what we are talking, and we cannot understand the people when they are talking to us. So also it affects confidence and increases anxiety. It means that students in the class, in the virtual class, were afraid to practice the language. Possible causes, we also have four here, and the first one is slow practice of spoken English. It means that students, even when they are in a beginner learner, they don't practice the speaking skill. We have in English four skills, and is reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Those skills we have to improve. We have to practice them, to learn and to have like a progress in our English learning process. And also the influence of Spanish pronunciation. It means that um, we look or we find a word or verb that are really similar that in Spanish, and we said, we can pronounce it in the same way that we pronounce it in Spanish, or we usually think that we can't organize the English structure grammar in the same way that used in Spanish. We use it in Spanish, and it does not work because it is not possible. There are two different structures, two different language, so it is not possible. So the other causes or are lack of familiarity with present tense verb forms, and anxiety and lack of confidence when speaking. It means that the students maybe don't know the grammatical tense, don't know how to use the verb in past. So this is a little problem. We also have the students feel not confident, feel not sure when they are practicing to English, or specifically the speaking skill in a class or in public, we can say. Here there are some related theories according to the problematic is the pronunciation, the participation, and the first one is effective filter hypothesis by correction. Here the high anxiety blocks input and hinders acquisition. It means that when students are really afraid, are really scared to participate, they cannot understand. Even when the teacher try to be comprehensive, to be empathic, the students are afraid, and cannot understand, cannot follow the instructions, cannot participate in a collaborative way, cannot, for example, to introduce himself or herself in the class. We also have behaviors by Skinner, and here we have the pronunciation improves with repetition, imitation, and positive reinforcement. And in this class, in this virtual class, we notice it. Teacher use it. Teacher pronounce first, and then students go down. Teacher pronounce, and then students go down. And one, two, three, too many times until students can understand and get the pronunciation. Not all of them, but some of them. We also have innatives by Chomsky, and here we have that there is an innative capacity to acquire language, but requires rich and meaningful exposure. It means that there are people to practice easier than other people, than other students. Maybe if I need to watch a video uh, one, two, three, four, five, 6 times to understand, this student just need one and understand the main idea or the topic that are explaining in there. So we also have or the teacher with those kind of students have to present or create resources to expose them to the use of language. We also have sociocultural theory by Vygotsky, and here we have the learning occurs through social interaction. It means that lack of collaborative practice reduces opportunities to improve pronunciation. It means that the students need, uh, it's not if they want, they need to participate, to practice the language if they want to learn, if they want to improve, and also to construct in a collaborative way their learning, to share with the class their ideas, their answer, their pronunciation, and also helping others. And by the last one, we have interactionism by Vygotsky also. And here we have that Vygotsky's theory of interactionism is a perspective that emphasizes the fundamental role of social interactionism in a child's cognitive and linguistic development. This theory maintains that higher mental functions initially develop through social interaction with adults and more capable peers, and that these interactions facilitated the internalization of cognitive and language skills. It means that students that are more fluent, are more advanced, can teach our students in other perspectives, students that cannot understand too much the teacher, but they can understand their classmate. So it is necessary to interaction, the social interaction, like I hear my classmate pronunciation and I can emit it. I can understand how my classmate exposed this topic, this tense. So this is the interactionism Vygotsky theory that I think is the most uh, or is it is according to the problematic that I had identified, and this theory can provide a solution to this problematic. And we have some steps. The first one to apply this theory is to identify in which level the students are. In this case, they are in a beginner learning level, to apply the some proximal development where support will be more effective. Also, we have to use the social interaction and modeling. This social interaction with the teacher to and teacher provides them how to do, how to pronounce, how to write, in which order, all those kind of instructions. Also, promotion of dialogue and practice in meaningful context. It means that students have to use or need to use the vocabulary, the topic tends to describe or to use in a daily situations. For example, the daily routine, they have to describe, they have to share how they um, get ready in the morning. This is in a real context. So we also have by the last one reinforcement and continuous feedback. So teacher had to provide meaningful and respectful feedback to students until the feedback gradually um, reduced with those students when they can pronounce in a correctly way. So the different ways to apply as a future teachers, we have to or applying those theories, we reduce the anxiety, also improve the collaborative and empathetic activities, and also motivate students to overcome barriers of fear and limitations. Because there is difficulty, but there is not impossible. We all have the capacities, but we don't have the same rhythm. We have different ways and styles to learn. We also use dynamics such as group work, such as role-playing games or in collaborative pronunciation exercises, and also icebreakers to boost confidence. Those kind of activities of um, dynamics are really useful to practice, to don't feel afraid. Also, we have to integrate in the theory into practice, the social cultural innovative behaviors and the interactionism theory. As the conclusions and reflections, we have to identify problems and needs is essential to design and appropriate strategies to contribute in a meaningful learning of the students. We also have the pronunciation is key to assertive communication. Also, creating an environment of trust reduces anxiety and encourage participation. We have to create, or we can realize that when we feel sure, we share, we talk, we speak, we practice more. So we have to apply this in the classroom. And by the last one, theory helps interpret and provide solutions to problems observed. As we have explained or expressed the different theories, we can apply them to provide solutions to understand how the students feeling, how the students are learning, and which are the difficulty areas that we have to improve in. We have some questions. The first one is, what innovative English learning activity would you propose to address the problem? It's a modeling activity where teacher propose a list of verbs that we can or that we use more in a real context and how to pronounce them. And um, in peers, they will work, they will record themselves their pronunciation. So, B. What digital tool or resources will you use for this activity? The resource or the digital tools that I could use would be Vocaro or Buckaroo. This is a useful digital tool, and the most important part, it is for free because there are a lot of digital tools really useful, but that are paid. And in this moment, I'm not able to pay for this kind of account that are really useful, but this is for free. So the last one, how would you assess the impact of this activity on language learning? They have to record themselves and also to provide a friendly and respectful feedback to their classmate. It means it will be create a collaborative way to evaluate their self. Their self will be able to identify the difficulties, their mistakes, but also to identify their strengths. So this is the way to assess the impact of this activity. And this is all. Thank you. I hope it could be understand